Dre Mav with 305 Radio coming in with another episode.
What up? This is Struck, and we're here at Midtown Smoke Shop.
Shout out to Shottie.
Yeah. Shout out to Shottie. So making it happen today, and today's guest is Orion,
AKA Brass Balls.
Brass Balls.
Yeah. Who gave you that name, bro?
My man, where'd you get? So let's start off. Why the name Brass Balls?
So Orion's been the name for like a very long time, basically since like I started taking this serious, in 2003 is when I really started like pursuing, rap full-fledged as a career and everything. But I kept running into a bunch of people with the same name, there's a cat in Paris that has the name Orion. There was another one in Kentucky, some kid in Venezuela wanted to battle me for the name. It was funny.
That would have been good though.
Yo, I was down.
Venezuela.
But Chavez took away his computer, so he was fucked. But
he lost by default.
So basically, I was like, damn, man, I don't want to change my name because around that time I had already released albums, been on tracks with people, released mixtapes and everything. But I wanted to get another AKA under my belt because I already had Willie Brickle. But I was like, I kind of want something different. And I was watching the movie The Mist. And there's that scene in the movie where they're in the supermarket. This is the Stephen King movie that
I haven't seen that.
They open a portal to another dimension, and these creatures are like everywhere within the mist, and people are like, inside of a supermarket and shit. So anyways, one of the guys like, I'm gonna go to the car, and because this guy's got a shotgun in it. So the guy's like, all right, son, you got brass balls. And when I heard it, I was just like, man.
That's it.
That's it. Found it. That's it. That's the one. And so and I like the movie a lot. So then I was also, I'm like a movie buff. So I was like, damn, where else have I heard brass balls being used? And Glengarry Glen Ross is a movie with Alec Baldwin that's like really more like a dialogue fueled type of movie. But he has a famous line on it where he says it takes brass balls. And I was just like, yo,
that's when it stuck.
That's when it stuck. And I was just like, you know what, man? Like, I chose Orion because the whole mythology behind Orion being a hunter and everything. I was into battle rap, early on in my come up.
Okay.
And then I'm like, brass balls kind of fits because it's like I'm willing to call anybody out on anything and say anything on a record. I don't really have any, any borders when it comes to that shit.
No borders at all. You ready just beat niggas down lyrically?
Yo, it's either that or I'll speak about any topic when it comes to my music. If I want to express myself, I'm gonna express myself. I'm not gonna hold my tongue or be politically correct all the time and all that bullshit.
How long were you in the battle scene?
The shit that was 2002 to like 2010, I would say. Where like around 2010, it was more about the music I was creating and doing that kind of thing. Right around the time like the whole acapella battle
I was getting to that.
Yeah, around the time that started, I was already kind of like done with battling. You know what I'm saying? And my hat's off. I don't have anything like foul against people that do that kind of shit. Like I got homies that are dedicated battle MCs that will write for days, but I can't do that, man. Like I don't want to spend 3 months writing about somebody and then the event gets canceled. And I just have a book full of bars that I'm looking at like, what do I do with this now? You know what I'm saying? Or it's just like, yo, it consumes you. You know what I'm saying? What you write about can consume you. You know what I'm saying? So
I definitely seen that. I seen that. Shout out to LMS and Hindu Rag and boy,
LMS is down here and he was supposed to battle this weekend and it got canceled.
Shut the front door.
Yeah.
Damn, I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
Dedicate all that time.
He was in the car with me, and I'm like, "Damn, dog!" So like, you took all that time to write. What do you do?
Brought him.
It's just like, I know, man. It just comes with the terror. But LMS is intense and it's dope. But
you should have told him to come through.
Yeah, I know.
Damn, I ain't seen that boy in a long time. That's dope. That's good, man. That's good stuff. It's insane because, yo, them dudes just write and focus, and it gets disrespectful.
Gets intense.
Yeah.
Yo, like
definitely.
I don't know why people aren't being hauled off, to prison afterwards for murder, because bro, it's intense. Like you want to kill somebody. Like, yo, you said some
Well, you
serious
see
shit.
some fights out there at these
Nah, bro.
battles.
Like, yeah, it's got to
Yeah.
get serious.
No, and dudes do research. Like dudes be
That's
going
what
on
I'm
their
saying.
on their opponent's social media,
They
reaching
find
out to
out
baby
everything.
mamas.
Yo, that's just insane. They start sending messages. Yo, tell me something about this man.
Yeah,
Something I can
because your
distract
grandmother told me.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
but it's been going on so long that there's like the cliche things that people do.
Yeah.
That's like the gun bar ones, like. You know, it's just like, and I pulled it out.
Yeah.
Boom! Open like a cranium. You know, or the. So when I was debating, should I take this battle? Then I got a call from Flex, and Flex was just like, "Yo, did you hear what he said about?" And they did the whole conversation thing, and it's just like,
Yeah.
that was cool, but it's like a
You don't
lot
want to
of the
get caught
things.
up in that.
I saw
A lot of the things been done already. Man.
Dude started pulling out printed out images of dads and missing parents and shit. Yo, I stopped. That was the last time I was like, I'm done with this.
You
I
didn't
can't
do
keep
any
watching
research,
this.
right?
Huh?
You didn't do any research like that, right?
Back when I was battling,
Yeah.
you couldn't
Yeah.
because you showed up to the spot, you signed up,
That's it.
and you didn't even know who you were gonna battle. The most you could do is have some premeditated lines,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, for the most part, I kind of sucked at that because I would have premeditated lines, but these battles would go on at bars, so
Oh yeah. Once you
I'm
start
drinking, and by the time my name is called, I'm just like, oh, I'm battling this guy. Oh, he's fat. Good. I can't remember anything, you know?
it's gone.
So it's gone. So yeah, like, and then you just have to go off the head, you know what I'm saying? And
Is it too early to ask?
No, yeah, it's too early.
Okay.
That's it. What time? How much time we got on this?
So, Orion, in your own words, I mean, tell us who you are really. You're an MC, you're a producer. How would you describe yourself and your style?
definitely MC and a producer. I wear both hats. I'm proud of that. You know, I'm always down to work with other producers too, so it's not like I will only rap on my beats. Like, I'm not that guy. I'm always down to collab. In fact, mostly, even though I might write like a whole bunch of shit to my beats, you know, that to me is just, it just keeps my pen moving. You know what I'm saying? And I might get a beat later from somebody else and you know, just put the verses to that. But I'm mostly just a creative, man. I'm a creative. I'm obsessed with hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have my own podcast. I did like over 100 episodes.
So, what's
Just
the name of the
gave
podcast?
giving it a break for a little bit. WDDH Radio exclusively on SoundCloud.
Word.
And I explored like the local scene. I'm real passionate about the local scene.
Good.
I always have been, you know what I'm saying? Like it was always like growing up, you know, dabbling in like underground hip hop and always trying to find like the dope shit, you know what I'm saying? Coming to Miami, like growing up in Hialeah, to be exact. I know we're gonna get into that more, but it was hard to get like dope, you know, quality hip hop. You had to be on the underground stations, especially when it wasn't an internet era yet, you know.
You didn't. You only had a few radio stations that it was on certain days that they played good music.
And for the longest, I thought it was just like, yo, like to be a dope MC, you got to be from New York or New Jersey or LA even, but Miami, you know what I mean? Like all I knew was Two Life Crew and Uncle Al. Yeah. And then when I got into like underground stations and shit, like Society and Mike Ripper, and me just feeling like, yo, these guys should be like bigger, bro. Like these guys. So it always, like, I've always been fishing for like underground Miami hip hop. I've always had a passion for it. A lot. And that's what made me do the podcast, because I was just like, you know what, the time is now. You know, I need to like, you know, let everybody into my archives, because I got a deep archives of like all areas in Miami. You know what I'm saying?
What's one of the gems that you have in your possession that you know people don't have of Miami music?
So check this out, right? I wanted to make a documentary.
Okay.
Because I used to record tapes, right? And this is how I would get my hip hop. So I would record underground stations and then be like, yo, who's this? You know what I'm saying? And I'll go to Specs and I'll be like, this dude was saying Soul on Ice. he was saying Soul on Ice, and I'll just look through the shit and I'll be like, oh, Razkaz, Soul on Ice, that has to be the guy, and I'll fucking take a chance and just buy it, and that's how I would find out about rappers, bro.
Yeah, that's how it worked.
So I say that to say this. So I had like in 2010, no, 2009, maybe 2010, I had I was listening to my tapes. I put my tapes on and shit, and I was like transferring them to digital because I'm a nerd like that. And those 3 songs that popped up that I'm like, yo, who are these people? Like the last 3 remaining songs that I never figured out. So I was on a quest to figure out these 3 songs. One of them was Power Rule, which is a Puerto Rican duo out of New York. And shout out to my dude Jasper out in North Carolina, Asheville. He's the one that figured that out. What I would do is I would do a show. I would do a set. And in between my set, since I got product that I'm selling, I'll be like, yo, check this out. I'm trying to figure out who this artist is. I'm going to yo, DJ, play it. And if you can figure it out and I could confirm it right now, I'm going to give you a free CD. This is when CDs meant something. Yeah. You know?
They still mean something.
They still meant something.
I mean, listen.
At least to us.
For those of you that are listening, listen, man. Homie just, he hands us his CDs. And he's like, 2 CDs. He's like, guys, I don't know if you have these machines that can play this equipment, this material. So it's a CD. And he's like, it makes a great coaster.
It's got the little plastic sleeve and everything. I remember packing these.
Oh, man.
Printing the little.
I'm saying, so nostalgic. So
dudes were able to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? The last 2 remaining dudes were able to figure it out. One of them was a dude named KL from Screwball. Screwball is a 4-man group out of Queens, New York. They came out like in the late, I would say like 99, 2000 era.
Screwball.
They were dope. They had a dope ass album that came out. It had the song called Hostile that was dope. They had a bunch of shit with Premiere Production. Okay. It was dope. But KL released this song way back in the day. DJ Coupe DeVille was spinning it. That's where I recorded it off. Okay. Yeah. And I was able to figure that one out. And then this is what led to the podcast. I'm cleaning in my crib. And fucking, that's when it hit me like, yo, that's KL, bro. And I got on my fucking YouTube and I'm like, oh, it is KL. Damn, fuck yeah, finally, you know? And then the last remaining one, right? Yeah. And I'm just like, I know this last remaining song is a Miami song because the dudes are in the hook saying from the bottom on up. And Miami, back in the day, like in the 90s, we referred to Miami as the bottom.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the song, they're shouting out Alapata, Hialeah, you know, Carroll City, Liberty City, all that. They're shouting out. So it's clear as day, like, yo, this is Miami. This is some Miami shit. You know what I mean? Now, the DJ that played it was DJ Chaos. I worked with DJ Chaos at an insurance company in 2007.
Okay.
And I had already digitally transferred it because of that. Because like when I was talking to him, I was like, yo, this voice. And we were talking hip hop. And he's like, yeah, I was a DJ. I'm like, dog, where do you used to DJ? He's like, yeah, I used to go by DJ Chaos. I'm just like, yo, I need to give you something. So I give him the CD. And I was like, yo, who's track 1? He's just like, I don't know. I'm like, oh, this is doomed. You know what I mean? So whatever, man. Like at that point, I was just like, yo, like going back to KL, when I finally, that day that I researched and okay, it is KL that did this song, he had passed 2 months prior.
Oh, man.
And I was just like, yo, that's crazy, dog. I'm like, you know what I mean? It made me feel some kind of way like, damn, dog, we're kind of losing time. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, I was just like, you know what? I'm going to make a YouTube video about it. So I made a YouTube video called Who Is This? And I put that song, the Miami song. And I would basically just like ask anybody, dog. Like DJ, I'll see EFN and I'll be like, yo, how you doing, man? Yo, let me ask you something, bro. Can I send you this YouTube link? Let me send you this YouTube link. And nobody would know. So then I was just like, yo, I'm going to do a documentary about trying to figure out who this is.
I mean, the story you have us on this ride where I'm just...
Do we know who this is?
Like, I'm hoping you have this.
The day...
Hold up.
I still remember
bro, please
when
tell
I
me
recorded
this.
it.
You're not leaving me on a cliffhanger.
For real,
oh, I know who it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I figured it out.
Okay.
Well, check this out. The day I recorded it, I'll never forget, bro. It was 1996. I was getting ready for school. I had I turned on the radio immediately just in case, you know, back in those days.
Yeah, you couldn't miss it.
I had the tape ready, record.
Yeah.
Just in case I heard some ill shit. And you couldn't just be all nilly-willy with your tape. You had to make sure this is worth it.
Yeah.
So boom, I start hearing it and I'm just like, oh, that sounds interesting, you know, but it's the morning. So I'm brushing my teeth. I'm just like, yo, I need to record this shit. I fucking go in the middle, brushing my teeth, boom, I record that shit. And fucking, that's it. I've had that shit since then, right? So I put up this YouTube video. I'm hitting people up like crazy. Nobody could figure it out. DJ Chaos, me and him weren't working anymore. Like, we weren't in the same company anymore. But I was in touch with him on Facebook. So I hit him up again like, yo, bro, are you sure? Can you take another listen, please?
I have a YouTube link.
Please.
So then he took another listen and he goes, yo, my bad, bro. I know who it is. So then he tells me who it is. And he's just like, I was a part of the group. I was like a co-producer. You know what I'm saying? And the group was made up of like 2 prominent Miami MCs. And yeah, I got the record and the CD somewhere in my storage unit. So I got this all on film. He came back because he was living in North Carolina at the time. He came back. We went to his storage unit. Bro, we went through deep. Like, his storage unit was packed. So I found the vinyl of it, but the vinyl doesn't contain the song. It's just a vinyl of
that
like
they did.
2 other songs on the album. We couldn't find the CD. I still haven't found the CD.
Are you gonna tell us who it is?
I mean, come on.
I don't know. I gotta make this documentary.
Yo, you can make the documentary,
Come
yo.
on, give me an exclusive.
This is the gem I have. And you know, so I had that vinyl. Thanks to Chaos. Shout out to Nelson. I got that vinyl, and then, you know, I found it. Like, no, I'm like, yo, what's up with the guys? He's just like, bro, I don't know. I lost touch with them. So I got my investigation on, bro, and I found like 2 of the dudes. One of them, shout out to Louis Lou, shout out to Al Gennaro. He used to go by, he went by Genesis.
Hold up. If you want me to, you could say it and I'll edit it out.
Okay.
You gotta tell me. I'll promise you. I'll edit this shit out.
It's a group called
Classified Underground.
But yeah.
Wow.
So you figured it out.
How long did it take you?
Yo, that shit took years, bro. Shit took years, dog.
When's this documentary coming out?
Never.
Yo, I'm saying.
I gotta find the CD, bro. It's like, it's anticlimactic.
We'll leave it
now.
like part 2, you know, when you find it.
I mean, I felt the climactic part here was the moment I had to ask myself, is he not going to tell us?
I was about to be like, listen, we're not moving forward with
You gotta beep all that out.
I think I'm going to just make it sound classified.
So talking about music, how long have you actually been making music? Both emceeing and producing.
Yo, you know, so I went to Full Sail in 2001, straight out of high school. Graduated Full Sail in 2002. And that was the big, my big moment in opening my eyes and how naive and superficial I was in my outlooks on music. Because when I was in high school, even though I was a big hip hop fan, even though I was already freestyling and doing that, you know, that kind of thing, I was not taking it as serious as I should have. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't. I was a degenerate, bro. You know, all my friends.
I think all of us were.
Yeah, forget about it.
Yeah, it's a Miami thing.
It is
too.
a Miami.
Like, Miami, we tend to be more of a cesspool wasteland for.
It is.
For a lot of
it's
us.
Like Mad Max.
Yeah.
In the tropics.
And this is why Orlando going to Full Sail really opened my eyes, because there's a number of reasons I'm gonna give you right now. Number one, Full Sail ripped me off, so that's first.
Thank you, Full Sail.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot,
guy.
So that was a big, like, introduction to, like, hey, this is the world.
Industry.
Welcome. We're gonna hustle you.
Yeah. That was my first hustle. You know, most rappers get a bad recording contract.
Yeah.
I got
Full Sail.
I got Full Sail.
You got tuition.
You know what I mean? I got bad tuition, which I still owe. But yeah, so that was a big learning curve. And then it was also like the fact that I was just like, man, I'm here thinking I know a lot about music, but I really don't, man. Like, I don't even know, like, what all the names, like, so that's a tom and that's a snare. interesting. Like, bro, I was that fucked up, bro. And I was just like, yo, that's not right. And then the other thing that was like the one thing that I don't regret that made me appreciate my time in Orlando. The school shit was cool. Like, I know a lot about engineering, obviously, and there's a lot of things I picked up on that helped me to this day. You know what I'm saying? From school. So Full Sail wasn't a complete waste. But the scene in Orlando, the MCs in Orlando, is what put the battery in my back.
Really?
I feel like I went to Orlando as a white belt, and I came out as a brown belt.
Damn.
And I came out determined as fuck. That's why the Orion moniker happened in 2002. Because when I came back to Miami, I was like, I don't give a fuck about all the dumb shit that I was doing before. Before my weekends and my night times was consumed with like, let's get alcohol, let's get weed, and let's get bitches. And that's all it was. When I came back from Orlando, because of like, they had this shit called the Hush Show that would go down at UFC. So I met like Midas the Beast. Shout out to Midas the Beast, dope MC, possibly one of the illest MCs that I know. You know what I'm saying? I got like 5 MCs.
We're gonna talk about those influences in a minute. But
Yeah, he's one of those guys that when I met him, he was 17. I worked at a movie theater in Orlando, and he was working at the same one. And this kid immediately, I was just like, this kid's amazing. Like, when people in the job were like, yo, so you go to Full Sail? I'm like, yeah, I rap. And I feel like, oh yeah, we got this, girls were like, yeah, this guy James, he thinks he's the shit. He thinks he's the shit. Well, bro, when I heard him rap, I'm like, no, he's the shit. Like, this kid's amazing. You know what I mean? I'm 19, he's 17. This guy raps circles around me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a lot of MCs from out there, Johnny Storms, Mad Ills, Madness.
Yeah.
Johnny Storms is a battle beast, bro.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's lethal to battle, bro. You know what I'm saying? I met all these guys early.
I have video of Matt Ills here in LMS.
Yeah.
Way back in the day.
Way back. Well, I knew all of them. Madness, all of them dudes, dog. And but that put like the battery in my back big time, because I was just like, I was stepping into ciphers and feeling like, damn, dog, I thought I was nice, but like these motherfuckers are
got
dope.
some work to do,
And then not only that, but like Midas will hit me up like, yo, what are you gonna be doing today at 3:00? I'm like, I don't know, weed, smoking. And he'll be like, yo, we're gonna go to this high school and battle these guys. I'm just like, you do that here?
that exists in Orlando.
That happens here.
Motherfuckers don't need, like, and once again, that's not to say that wasn't happening in Miami. It just wasn't happening in my circle of friends. My circle of friends were up to no good, dog. Like,
of course.
I was going down a wrong path. But when I came back, I started like just, cutting myself off from that, man. Cutting myself off from the bullshit. I'll get in the bullshit every now and then because it's fucking Miami.
Yeah.
You
can't help it.
Yeah,
It's what it is.
But for the most part, I got super focused, wrote every day. I would write even on days where like I couldn't write. So I got trash notebooks, bro, but I got golden notebooks too. You know what I'm saying? And that's why like now, for me to write right now, if you gave me a beat right now and told me, yo, we need to write this song, the shit is done in 30 minutes, bro. 30 minutes to an hour, the shit is done. Unless I get too high.
And then it's not happening.
But if I'm not even smoking, forget it. That shit is done in like I get raps done in my car, bro.
Dope.
Everybody has their different methods on writing and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My man Shottie over here,
does
by the
it
way,
right.
because we are in Midtown Smoke Shop. Shout out to Shottie for allowing us to do it over here.
And the
Shottie
clients.
Shottie be writing in his head.
Shout out to the clients. Those are the people you heard in the background, guys.
Yeah, everybody got their method. And I love the interview you guys did with him, and I loved what he said, that he lives within the beat, and he just, you know what I'm saying? There's something about the blank page he doesn't like.
Yeah.
I dig that.
That's a very artistic way of looking at it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I get it. I get what he's saying.
Yeah.
But I like the blank paper. Mm-hmm. Like I like to see how I write. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I like the way my words look matter. Like I don't write on my phone. I don't write on the computer. Yeah. I have to write. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. On the paper. Handwrite. I'm a graph artist initially. Like when I didn't get into hip hop as an MC first. I was first doing graphs since I was like in 3rd grade. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But when I write now, it's like it's a lot more. Like I don't know. I'm a lot more concise with my thoughts now. Mm-hmm. And I
It's
don't.
a point of focus.
I used to be like, yo, I might have writer's block today. I don't have writer's block. Writer's block don't exist to me, dog. Like I write in my car because there's more commitment.
Gotcha.
Like if I know, like, yo, I got a writer, I gotta get this bar done or I'm gonna crash. And boom, boom, I write on receipts and shit and just fucking. That's how I write all my raps.
Give me a receipt.
Give me a
Yeah,
receipt.
I'm swerving. I mentioned that shit in my
You're
last
in my
album.
way.
Yeah,
That's
but,
dope, man. That's dope. Just for those of you listening, I gotta stop saying that, right? For those of you listening, no,
For everybody that's listening.
everybody. Well, Midtown Smoke Shop, just to plug them real quick, is at 3503 Northeast 2nd Avenue, Miami, Florida 33137. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, hit them up. Find it on Google Maps. Thanks a lot for letting us do the podcast here, Shottie. Good looking out.
They got it all. They got shirts. They got chips. They got
More
all sorts
importantly-
of
More importantly, they got
marijuana paraphernalia.
they have tobacco paraphernalia.
They can
CBD
handle shipping for you.
CBD hemp.
And they got the Domestic Animals Attack on vinyl. That's right. Orion, aka Brass Balls, and One Take. We got an album, Domestic Animals Attack, on vinyl, and you could cop it here if you happen to be at the Midtown Smoke Shop and you're like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna smoke some weed later, and I got a turntable at home. You know, cop the album.
You know what? Once you get here, just buy the album without even thinking about it. Just the same way he went and bought his music by not thinking about it, taking a chance.
You get a vibe. And I think that's what's missing from like music now. It's just like there's something about going to a store and picking up a CD and reading the
no
title.
one's gonna
Not
get that
tangible
now.
anymore.
No one's gonna get that
You
now.
don't get that now, bro.
Like, man, you don't have that vibe
We're
of
losing
going
that
somewhere and
sense.
being like, this cover looks dope. Should I buy it based off the cover? And then you look at the names of the songs. That's where names really meant something for the songs.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And you heard a whole album, and there was probably what, like 3-4 songs, if that you
If
actually liked and listened to.
Now,
But
I mean,
no-
now it's just worse. It's
Yeah,
much worse. You're like,
you-
nah.
You give it time because of the fact that you're like, yo, I spent
I'm gonna listen to this
I
again.
spent $11
It grows
on
on
this.
you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You
No.
can't. You don't have that now, man.
Nah, not at all, bro.
Orion, we're not on a visual, but you're standing in front of us with La Plancha Hip Hop. Talk to me about what that is.
So La Plancha Hip Hop, man. This is a creation from me and DJ Excess. Shout out to my brother DJ Excess of the Low Life family. We wanted to put on a showcase, but we didn't want to do what everybody else does. You know what I'm saying? We wanted to do it slightly different with our own little twist on it, and we came up with La Plancha. So basically, when we do our nights, we have 5 acts, only 5 acts, not more than that. And these are, acts that are like proven themselves. You know what I'm saying? They've been in the scene. They could be veterans, or it could even be a young cat, but we know what he could do live. And we have them compete for the Golden Plancha.
That is what's
And
up.
for those of you who don't know what La Plancha is, that's an iron.
So why La Plancha?
So let me break this down. So with La Plancha, right? It's kind of like a metaphor, you feel me? Because you need La Plancha to get fresh, right? Before you go out, your shirt can't be all wrinkly and shit. You know what I'm saying? You got to plancha those wrinkles out, get it right.
You're right.
For the ladies, you use it for your hairdo. Your hair got to look right, so you use the plancha. You know what I mean? I like to call the plancha also like a weapon. You know what I'm saying? The plancha, that
can
hammer,
hurt somebody.
that iron. You got that
Yeah,
iron at
yeah.
home. Home
Okay.
protection is very important to me. I'm a father of 2,
Okay.
and I'm a skinny motherfucker. But do not barge in my house. It's not gonna happen. I got the plancha.
Aquí sale hierro.
Yeah. So, and then when you think about it as an MC, the iron mic, that's what we were like, yo, we're gonna call it the plancha. This is the iron mic. We don't have to use weapons. The weapon is the mic. You know what I'm saying? So that was the whole point behind it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, what we judge on.
Shottie's out.
Bye, guys. Thank you so very much. I hope
Later,
you
guys.
have a successful listening party.
I'm gonna be out there, dog.
Dale. Peace.
You a goat, man.
Shottie the GOAT.
So La Plancha, how many planchas have you guys done so far?
We've
Love the way that
done
sounds.
3 planchas. We've done 3 planchas so far. The first winner of the plancha was Art Morera. Shout out to Art.
Shout out to Art Morera.
All right.
The second winner of the plancha was the boy that just left, the homie,
Shottie.
Shottie. And was he the? Oh yeah, and then the third winner of the plancha was YK Hamilton out of Broward and shit.
Okay.
So how are the artists judged?
Okay, so Excess is one judge.
Mhm.
I'm the second judge,
Mhm.
and then the third judge is the crowd.
Okay.
And I have a app with a meter
Okay.
because like the first 2 goals around, I was like, "Yo, make some noise," and then I was just like, "I don't know who's louder." I'm like, this is a lot harder than I thought, you know. So I got a meter for it to make it a little bit more official, so that
Okay.
cats don't feel slighted or whatever.
For
you
sure.
know?
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair.
As far as what me and Excess judge on, projection,
Mhm.
your projection of your voice, you know, obviously lyrics, you know, accuracy, you know, are you delivering this shit like
When you need to,
cohesively?
yeah.
Do we hear you, you know, good, you know, are you relying on a backtrack or is it really your vocals?
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
N is for endurance. Now I know endurance starts with an E, but this is hip hop, and if you have to correct me, you need to question yourself. You know, but endurance. You know what I'm saying? Can you keep your breath control? You know, you was dope on your first song, but towards the end of the night,
We
towards
couldn't
the
even
end
hear what
of
you
your
were saying.
15-minute set, which 15-minute sets ain't shit. 15-minute sets, and you're already like,
It's over.
you know what I'm saying?
You lose points.
So full
Right.
package.
Full package. See content. What's your content like? You know what I'm
Are
saying?
you
'Cause-
working the crowd?
Yeah, because you could be lyrically sharp and you dropping dope bars, but then is that all you are?
Are you
or
just
is there-
standing there? Are
is-
you moving on the
Well,
stage?
that's hype. That's energy.
Yeah.
What are you providing? And the last A, which is most important above all, is audience. You always got to
Yes.
keep the crowd in mind. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Son, I does this. You know what I'm saying?
I love
does
it.
this thing. You know what I'm
I
saying?
love it. That's dope.
But there's only going to be 5 planchas that we give out. As far as in the South Florida region, there's only going to be 5 planchas. Because if you don't keep it scarce, then what value does it have?
It's not collectible.
So we're entering plancha number 4 on October 28th. It's going to be a special Halloween plancha. I'm excited for this lineup.
Okay.
We got PFM and Ionora, 2 dope MCs out of Broward, or actually PFM from Alapata originally, but they're fucking dope and they're reuniting for this shit. They haven't performed together in fucking 10 years. We got Choco Valens, who's a fucking murderer,
Yeah.
like literally. And then you got
Literally.
possibly. And then you got No Emotion, Golden Masks.
No motion.
Shout out to the gods.
Gods.
The homie Young Flex out of Hialeah.
Okay.
You know I got to rep for the home team.
Always.
You know? And then Those Funky Bastards. You know about Those Funky Bastards?
I mean, I've heard of those funky bastards.
They haven't performed in...
It's old.
maybe
That's a
20 years,
very
bro.
old group. They're
Yeah.
not the ones that did Baja Panty, right?
No. Baja Panty. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Opium for the Masses.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he's like a walking encyclopedia
Love
for
it.
music.
I
and
love
hip
Opium
hop.
for the Masses is fire.
Yo, but I mean, those funky bastards I've heard of.
They had a song called Straight Out the Dungeon that was big. They had another one called What's Going On. They were it, man. They were the group that was supposed to like really blow, you know, out of Miami with that real lyrical assault shit. You know what I'm saying? And actually one of the I did a podcast with him. So if y'all interested, Those Funky Bastards, WDDH Radio, I got a whole episode with them. You can get a whole history. Taz is the producer for them. He produced for Pitbull, Flow Rida, Rip Ross. He's got a whole that I wasn't even aware of because he changed his producer name until the podcast. But anyways, they really you know got their energy back up right now, and they're just like, yo, we're like Class, one of the MCs. He hit me up. He's just like, yo, I was at the last plancha. We wanna fucking hit the stage, and I was.
We
just
want
like,
a plancha.
yo, all day, dog.
That's what's
But
up.
just because I'm a big fan of yours, dog, you still gotta compete, but
And I love that
You know
you're
what I mean?
doing Dade and Broward because that definitely brings all of us together, which brings up the other groups that you're involved in, other collaborations that you're involved in, Smoke and Mirrors, what they do. Talk to me about that.
So Smoke and Mirrors is more of like a family, kind of like Dungeon Family. It's like a coalition of MCs and producers and or whatnot. So that's always gonna be fam. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. to Name Brand and John Wilson, two dope artists that like gone way too soon. And then what they do kind of sparked from that, because in what they do is Sweet Jesus and 1,000, and both of them were in Smoke and Mirrors with me. And initially with what they do, it was a song that I wanted to put together. Me and Name Brand made the beat, and I wanted to get Spaz on it, because Spaz is somebody that I've known for years, but we were never really tight like that. You know what I'm saying? We just knew of each other, ciphered together here and there. And around this time, like, we were talking a lot more, so I was just like, yo, I could put you on this song. So it was me, Spaz, Sweet Jesus, and 1,000. We did this song called All That About Weed. And then I was just like, yo, I'm going to release this shit on vinyl. I hadn't released vinyl yet. So that was my big thing at that point. I was like, I got to release vinyl. I just got to get this bug out of me. You know what I'm saying?
Just do it once at least.
Yeah, exactly. So my thing was like, I'm going to do a 12-inch, and I'll put the weed joint on side A. You know what I mean? And then, yo, we'll do side B, a drinking song,
B-sides.
Yeah, bro. And then fucking we all got together again and did that shit relatively fast. And then we were in the studio, and the engineer, shout out to Bully, he was just like, yo, man, you got a song about weed, you got a song about alcohol. Yo, why don't you guys do a whole album about substance abuse? And now it's just like, bars, man.
Bars.
Yeah, bro, we do a whole album, dog. And then, that's my weed voice. And then, yeah, so then that sparked from that. But you know what I'm saying? People's schedules and everything. So thing was like, it was kind of like not really getting done. And I was kind of like, I'll just do the 12-inch, And then my homie Name Brand passed away, and that shit really fucking sucked. And and I was just like, yo, I'm gonna get this album done. Cause like me and Nate, like my vision for the project, I'm like, all right, if we're gonna do the substance abuse project, me and Name Brand are gonna produce every song together. So whether he starts the first half of the beat and I finish it, or I start the first half of the beat, and this Name Brand's a monster, dog. Like Name Brand's like, when it comes to production, it's like this dude was ahead of his time. You know what I'm saying? Like on so many things. The whole MPC live shit. Everybody does that shit now. Nobody was doing it
back then. Yeah.
I had a group called I Know, which was me, Name Brand, Sweet Jesus, who used to go by Infinite, and Ethnical, Colombian MC, dope as fuck.
Shout out to all of them.
Shout out to all of them, bro. And we had a group called I Know. So when we would do our thing, Name Brand would bring his MP. He was our DJ, but he would DJ with his MPCs. And yo, it was like nobody was doing that. People would be like in awe, bro. Like we would get so many gigs booked just based on that.
That's
insane.
insane.
Is the guy with the MPC coming though?
Is he coming though?
But yeah, man. And after he passed, I was just like, yo, I gotta get this project done. And the brothers felt the same way. So like everybody's energy was, up, and we were finally like, we hammered out all the songs. We didn't release it on vinyl because it was too costly. But we released it on tape cassette, which was a first for me too. And I was like, ooh, a tape cassette. Ooh.
Yeah, nostalgia. Like Qué lindo.
So speaking about music.
Oh.
Now you can't use this as a coaster.
No, you can't.
You can use it as a book holder.
As a weapon.
A bookend. So speaking about
and he
music,
brought his own vinyl.
Orion, do you have any new projects coming up?
This is how I roll.
He's ready. He has a mic.
Damn, man, I don't think I got a tape on me, man. I'll get you.
Yo, give me that tape.
I have an extra
That's
one.
what's up.
You got an extra?
Yeah.
That is what's up.
I got you.
That's dope.
All right. Coming up, so the project I released recently was Domestic Animals Attack that I've mentioned. I released it on vinyl. But now I'm finally like back into like, this is part of the reason why the podcast has taken a huge hiatus, aside from the fact that like it's a lot of work I put into it. Like, it's, you guys can attest to it. It's not just about going and meeting and recording. Like you gotta edit, and you know what I'm saying. And in my case, I was getting into some OCD shit where I wanted it to sound like an NPR interview.
Yeah, no.
Where like somebody mentions a bus and you hear,
yeah, no.
You know, like it was.
You don't want to go down that rabbit hole, bro.
Oh, I did, and it fucking was burning me out, bro. So I was just like, and I wasn't getting a chance to work on my own music. So yeah, now it's all about this album I got coming out called Bass.
Okay.
Bass is Brass and Silver Slugs. So
like
Brass is obviously myself, and then Silver Slugs is all my homies that are on this shit. Like this is like Mowgli. I got Shottie on the joint. I got my brother Spaz on the joint. I got fucking Belief, DJ Excess. You know, these are all dudes that I respect highly. I respect their pen, you know, and they're people I could call friends. You know what I'm saying?
Dope.
At the end of the day, so. Yeah, it's like I can't wait to release it. I'm gonna follow. I told Shottie, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna copy your footsteps with Moscovich, because I liked what he did with not releasing a whole album all at once and doing it as a EP set, and that's what I'm gonna do. Because I understand that like it's like you release a whole album and when it's done, it's just like
that's it.
It's over.
Well, what do we do here? You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna release it like one in January, one in March, and then so on and so forth.
That's dope.
You know? And then the reason it's called Bass, aside from the fact with the acronym, is fucking Miami. You know,
of course,
Space.
Bass.
Magic Mike
Remember
days.
that?
Yeah.
So La Plancha, tell everybody where they can find tickets, where they can find information.
La Plancha. So hit me up on the Instagram. But there's no tickets you gotta get, because here's the thing, it's no cover.
Okay.
It's no cover. Right now we're doing it at 10th Level Tavern. The first Plancha went down at Beat Culture. Shout out to Beat Culture. And then we did Plancha 2, Plancha 3, and Plancha 4. That's about to come up. Plancha 4 is all happened at 10th Level Tavern.
Which is a cool little spot too, right?
I love it. I love the vibe there. Shout out to Joey. Shout out to Gnome, Lanes. Yeah, it's a dope vibe.
Are you recording these?
Yeah, we are.
You filming these?
Yeah, so what we do as well, as aside from the fact that we have, this is what I love about 10th Level Tavern. And we didn't record Plancha 1 because Plancha 1 was a disaster.
Yeah.
You know, like, it was a disaster. It was good. It was fun. But, you know, it was a disaster not from the artists. All the artists did their thing that night. But from my standpoint, I wasn't, like, completely as ready as I thought I was. With Plancha 2 and Plancha 3, we went a lot more ready. And what I love about 10th Level Tavern is shout out to my dude Lanes, a.k.a. Gnome. He's an engineer as well, so he gets it. So he's concerned about the sounds just as much as he's concerned about the drinks. You know what I'm saying? And the bar and what
absolutely.
the bar is doing. And he has like a Zoom like how you have. Yours is a lot. Yours is on steroids.
Nice.
Thank you. You know, this is an audio recorder, folks. Engineer talk.
Yeah.
But his is dope too, and we're able to get good audio. We also have a special DJ every plancha. So we had Heron last.
Shout out Heron.
The one before that, we had DJ Tres. And what's dope is like, because we're recording the whole thing, I release like after every plancha, I release the DJ set, the special DJ. I release their set.
Oh wow!
On my SoundCloud on the WDDH.
Damn.
Because it's like, you know, you have a special DJ and then it's like they rock for that night and they might have hit you with some special sauce and then nobody
even really remembers
it. So this is my way of like giving back to the DJ that took time out of their busy schedule,
and capturing that moment.
Yeah, and then I also do like an interview. So like if you go to WDDH, I got an interview with Heron, like a 15-minute interview, and then we get into his set. And I did the same thing with Tres. And I'm going to do the same thing coming up. We're going to have PP Armstrong, a.k.a. DJ Nasty, which goes back in the fucking Florida. That's a whole other
Nasty
podcast.
Goes way back in the day.
And then the other thing that we do, right? Because check this out. So
What else?
So Plancha 4 is coming up. And then this week, hopefully by Monday, we're going to drop Plancha 3 mixtape. So after every Plancha event, we drop a mixtape.
Okay.
The mixtape is composed of the artists that performed and the artists that didn't perform but went out to the night and showed support. No, we ain't charging nobody shit.
Wow.
We're just looking out. Like, because, like, I see cats that, like last Plancha, Benchwarmers didn't perform, but they came out.
Yeah.
To show love.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yo, you on the mixtape. That's it. That's all you gotta do to get on the Plancha mixtape is show up. And also, yo, it would kind of help if you send me a DM like, yo, don't forget about me, because dog, I'm not perfect here.
Put me down. Put me in.
Down, dog.
Put me in, coach.
And email me the song you want. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to like go on YouTube and then just take any song. And I know artists are sometimes like, yo,
super picky. Yeah.
Yo, that was when I was in my fucking OE stage. You know, I don't know. But yeah,
OEs.
man. OEs.
Man, remember that?
I don't know how I did it.
don't want to remember.
I don't know how I did it.
I did Mickey's.
Yo, OEs. And then when you got your hands on 40s from up north, like you treated them like gold.
Differently.
But as soon as it became a 32, you were like, done.
Yeah.
Back to the right.
Yeah. So let me ask y'all something, because you're like, is it too early? What you mean by that? Man? Is it too early to ask?
It's not too early.
No, I think this is a impromptu. This is a good time. This is a great time to ask. So, do you rap?
Yeah.
You want to drop some bars or what?
Yo, I'm down. I'm surprised it was that. I thought it was gonna be something else.
What do you?
Down.
Hold up. What you think it
I'll
was?
these bars.
Exclusive. This is gonna get weird.
What you
Career
think
criminal, the feared seminal, player of the year, flair collectible. The mere fact you hear raps on your stereo, earwax like sear fat, London broil. Come out to play, I like to come and boil. Middle school bully, the family old Doyle. Yo, I'm hotter than a stovetop coil. If Harry Potter used his magic for evil, he would be me, I would be him, both the same people. Gamble to win, host a game of CeeLo. A man with no sin lacks endorphins, yet still fears death when it closed in. White people get tattoos of Odin, and I'm looking for a hipster chick to suck on my foreskin. So knock on wood like a Mormon, while my next doc gets shot by Billy Corbin. Let's go.
That is what's good. I love it.
Shout out Billy
I love
Corbin.
it. Shout out Billy Corbin, been on the show. That's right.
What I thought you guys, I didn't know you were gonna ask bars. Damn, you should have done that in the beginning, no?
No, but it was 8 minutes in.
No,
it's way too soon. We wanted to get some meat and potatoes out of you first.
I thought you were gonna ask.
What was it?
I don't know.
I thought you were gonna ask Kendall versus Hialeah.
Well, that's actually on my little notebook over here, because I think that's a great thing that you were a part of.
Every time that whole battle comes up, it becomes a whole different world, right?
Yeah.
Now
I've noticed.
Let me tell you.
Hold on. Let's talk about Kendall versus Hialeah then, our time.
Yeah.
And now.
When you say our time, you mean us
in
coming up?
Yeah.
Because it wasn't cool. Kendall and Hialeah were not cool when we were growing up.
Yeah,
I mean,
we were rivals.
It was a rivalry.
We were complete and total rivals.
Yeah, it was definitely those. And there was some like growing up in Hialeah, it really didn't I really didn't have like any animosity towards Kendall, like at all. You know, I think it was more so when I got into high school. And, you know, you start driving and you could get to places, you know, because dog, like the only thing I knew about Kendall back when I was young was the fact that I had a cousin that lived in a nice house in Kendall, like a 2-floor house, son.
Yeah, yo, that was big.
Yo, son, if you had a house and a backyard,
you're right,
and you had stairs in your house, you were rich to me, bro.
Wait, the stairs didn't lead to another apartment?
You gotta understand this shit. We didn't have central AC. You know what I mean? We had the wall unit, and my dad forbid you turning that shit on in the daytime. You know what I mean? So, like, to me, my cousin was rich. I was like, this kid is rich. And he had a garage. And it was huge. It was huge to me. And he had an ATC. You remember ATCs, the 3-wheelers?
Yeah.
I was just like, this kid is rich. I feel when I went to his house for the first time, he had a pool.
You feel me? Rich.
Yo, he keeps remembering. He's like, he had a pool. Yeah, and he had a go-kart.
I almost drowned in that shit, but you know, there was a golf course on back of his shit. You know, and I remember going there the first time and being like, yo, so this is what Kendall is. I'm like, wow. I mean, I was a little kid. I didn't know
you didn't know any better.
Parts of Kendall was, you know. Shout out to 152. Clearly not where my cousin. Clearly not where my cousin lived. But anyways, yeah, man. I think he might have. I don't know what part my cousin lived at, to be honest. But I know it was deep in Kendall, and but that didn't. I didn't have no animosity towards Kendall. And then when it was in high school, you're driving around. You know, you're going to Don Carter's, and you're going to you know, the Grove. Remember back in those days, it was all about cruising.
Yeah,
Yeah.
loser
Just
labs.
driving.
Yo, where we gonna cruise today? South Beach.
We're going in circles all night, kid.
Yeah. yo, let's holler at the bitches while we cruise.
No.
This was so
Go back
pointless.
around
Yo,
block,
the
go
best
back around
one.
the block.
No, the best one was like, yo, call Larry. He got neons.
But yeah, it's around that time that, you know, like, you start rubbing shoulders with cats, and it's just
Yeah.
like, yo, fuck that guy, bro. That guy's from fucking Kendall. And I'll be like, yeah, bro, fuck that guy. He's from Kendall. And I'm just like, what do we hate about Kendall? But it was always that.
Orion was like, Kendall's lit, bro.
I thought it was kind of lit.
There's
to
a
be honest
pool.
with you. I never hated it on like that until high school. And then like, you know, I remember the point. Remember the point?
Yeah, of course.
Bro, I was kind of jealous of that shit. I'm
Why?
like, you got a store out there that has all this hip hop stuff, bro?
Oh yeah.
I don't got
that's
nothing
true.
like that
Yeah.
over here, bro.
No,
the
but
CD
we had,
stores in Hialeah were selling like
what was the-
Louis Rivera and fucking
What about
What do you think?
downtown? What about downtown? Roll up store.
I never went to a roll-up store.
Oh my god, it was
downtown.
super dope.
Yeah.
It was like what Fat Beats. What you thought Fat Beats would be in New York,
Yeah.
in
Well,
downtown.
I felt that way about, remember Uncle Sam's in the beach?
Wow, yeah.
That was
Wow.
that was a
Car
fucking
Jewels?
special.
The record store in front of
Yeah. Wait.
It was in Coral Way, across from Miracle Center.
Yes, and there was around there they had I don't know. I don't think it was called the Reggae Wear, because there was a Reggae Wear
It might have been
in,
Reggae
in
Wear.
South
in
Beach.
no, but there
then
was a
one
Reggae
in
Wear
Grove.
in the Grove,
In
and
the
there was
Grove.
one inside
Where
of
Stussy and all that stuff
yes,
was.
and there was one inside of Miracle Center for a little bit.
Yeah. That was an
Oh,
era,
man.
man. But like I
Got
said,
into
I
so
really
much
didn't have
trouble
anything
there.
against Kendall back then and shit.
Yeah,
A
they
lot
had
of
the
hot,
point.
lot of hot bitches I ran through in Kendall. So you know, shout out
Congrats.
to y'all. I sold my wild oats
Listen,
out there. But,
it was wild. It was wild times.
So
but
now,
yeah, you know.
what about Kendall versus Hialeah now and the event that you were a part of?
So, how did you catch wind of this event? And then,
Shit, I'm
unless
the
you were
one that
part of it, you
proposed it.
started.
I proposed the event
So, what was the diabolical scheme here when it started?
to destroy everyone.
You
I'm,
know, Pinky.
You know, I like thinking back. I think shout out to Old Head Ed of Bruce Beats and Eats. I think he had an event online, and this is around the era of Versus.
Okay.
The Versus was
Yeah.
starting. You know, DJ Premier and RZA did their thing.
COVID times.
It was
COVID
It was
times.
real soon after that.
So he did something with these cats out in Boston, and he was just, yo, we're gonna do Miami versus Boston. I was like, oh, that shit's fly, you know. And then the RZA and Premier shit happened, and I was just like, yo, why don't we do Kendall versus Hialeah, and let me holler at H2O because he's the Kendall rep, and I'll represent Hialeah, you know.
Mhm.
So I hollered at him, and I didn't appreciate the tonality in his voice in this conversation.
By the way.
Because he was just like, yo, oh, what, bro? Are you sure, bro? Dog, not for nothing, bro, but
Kendall
you know,
got this.
Kendall, bro, yeah, I don't know if you're gonna have enough Hialeah. I'm just like, nigga, relax. Relax, dog. Because let me tell you something, man, and this is why I wanted to do it too, because I think Kendall and Hialeah get overlooked. We're
Big
both
time.
the quote unquote Chico towns. Shout out to Caveman Bless when the whole thing was going on. He was just like, yo, man, battle of the Chicos. You know? But we are very much that, and we hate on each other. Like a lot of my Hialeah friends would hate on Kendall, and I'm sure a lot of Kendall people hate on Hialeah, you know? So I knew there was that would make it bubble. But yo, if you go to WDDH radio and all the episodes I did, because I would interview cats, but I'll play music in between. The music I was playing in between, I gave Kendall a lot of shine.
Okay.
Ask all the cats from Kendall if I gave them their flowers. You know what I'm saying? I had Shottie on before Kendall versus Hialeah. I had Agony on before Kendall versus Hialeah. B Dope before Kendall versus Hialeah. DJ EFN. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
On the EFN episode, I played a underground Kendall. Fucking, to me, is one of the best Kendall tracks, which H2O didn't utilize in the battle.
And these are all heavy hitters that he's
So-
mentioning. So if you don't know who they are, make
Yeah.
sure that you rewind and go figure it out.
So I
Use Google,
have
bro.
nothing. I have nothing but respect for them cats and shit, and that's why I really wanted to do it. And then when SFMG formed, which was South Florida Media Gang, it was me, Shottie, because he was doing Human Sushi, and Old Head Ed, Bruce Beats and Eats, and H2O. We brought it up to the panel and shit, like me and H, and everybody was like, yeah, cool. You know what I'm saying? I was like, if we all back it, you know, that'll give us some legs. And then H2O was just like, yo, this is all recorded, by the way, so I'm not, you guys can listen for yourselves, okay? So this guy tells me, he's just like, yo, I think we should fucking do these Instagram battles where, like, you're coming at me, I'm coming at you, like, I'll diss you, you diss me. And I was just like, nigga, are you sure?
Do you really want this?
You want this? You know, he's just like, yeah. I'm just like, I don't know, dog. Because, you know, he's like, yeah, nah, bro, it'll be fat, this and that. Because I was like, damn, if it's just me and you dissing each other, it's going to look corny and shit. But he was right. He was right. That was the move to make. So he came out dissing me first. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, okay. 10 minutes later, here you go. Here's your diss. So I dissed him back. He waited a day or two to finally respond, and in 10 minutes later I gave him another response. I'm not fucking fooling around, son.
I'm not here to play.
I'm not playing these games.
Like, I could write fast. I could write very fast.
I told you this. I warned you.
And if I'm motivated,
5 minutes.
It's even faster. You know what I'm saying? So
give me the receipts in the car, damn it,
dude. After the first one, like after he dissed me the first time, cause bro, when I get into something, I get OCD with it, dog. So after the first one, I'm like, yo, that shit came out fire, dog. Let's see what this guy responds with. And I'm like, I'm there at home working, checking my phone. He ain't respond yet.
Waiting.
Yo.
Are you guys still cool with each other?
Yeah, we still cool. We still fan. Shout out to H2O.
We disrespect each other all the time.
I put my phone down. I was just like, yo, let me pick the next 10 beats. Went online. Started YouTubing. Finally like, yo, I like this beat because if somebody says this, then I'm going to use this beat when I fucking, bro, like, I was on my Sun Tzu shit, dog.
Plotting and planning.
Yeah, plotting and planning. So whatever, man, that shit took off because a lot of people started liking it and a lot of people were commenting and shit. And then people started, I think Agony was one of the, if my memory serves me correctly, Agony was one of the first ones outside of me and H2O to throw his hat in the ring.
And then everyone else did.
And I was just like, oh, you want it too? You know how many freestyle videos I did? I did 17.
Nice.
I did 17 freestyle videos and a skit to calm down the
tension.
The tension. Because the tension, it was getting out of hand at one point. So, like, Art Morera, shout out to Art, because, like, yo, all these Kendall cats are coming at me, and I'm just hitting them. And some Hialeah cats, shout out to Jax, Bear, Caveman Bless, they jumped in, and you know what I'm saying? But I kind of really had everybody already, son. Like not to toot my own shit, but really, dog, like I was looking to be KRS on the bridge type shit. You know what I mean?
You were ready.
Yeah. Yeah. So that shit was fun, man. And then when what Art did different and what added a different dynamic, it was crazy, the evolution of it. Like if I think I did do there was a lot of Instagram videos. You know how one time I took the videos because I like to that whole era of Kendall versus Hialeah leading up to the event has two phases. Imagine like two halves. The first half is pre-Art Morera and the second half is post-Art Morera. Straight up.
Okay.
I took all the videos on Instagram pre-Art Morera. It was like almost 2 hours.
Damn.
That's how many videos. No, it was like an hour and 30 minutes.
That's still.
And I edited them together so they could go back to back in chronological order. So that's out there. That's on YouTube. And, you know, I was like, yo, I got to do the second half and shit, you know, but I got to wait till the event is over so that I know what all the videos are, of course. But the reason there was like an evolution that happened. So it went from me and H just looking at our phones and rapping to then like
everybody just
cats were like doing like like Shottie came out, you know, in his kitchen, like in his leisure, like just like not giving a fuck, you know, just like, yo, just drop these bars, whatever, bro. Good shit on these niggas. Just doing it like that. And then around that, like he did that first actually in his car. Like, oh, I just got out of work, you know, not giving a fuck, you know.
I'm just gonna say a few words for you.
It got a different swag. And then a lot of Kendall niggas started trying to copy that, and it's like it's not working. Like Shottie did it right, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Just spit your bars, son. But so then like I was like, yo, I gotta kick it up a notch because I'm not just like this guy's just like doing it all on this next swag shit. So then my next move was just like I'm gonna drop the videos and I'm gonna drop little images.
It'll pop up
to emphasize my punchlines.
Oh man!
Rather than me just looking at my phone. So then that was an evolution. And then Shottie came back. He was in his kitchen, and then he was like, "Yeah, I'm just here, you know, having my toast. Just got it done on the air fryer, you know." And I was like, "Damn, dog. He's like really like turning up the swag of not giving a fuck." And I was talking to my dog 1000, who is a Kendall native, by the way.
Yeah.
And I was just like, he was just like, "Yo, bro, like if you're gonna go at him, like you already tried to do the ether shit, you know what I'm saying? Because the shit that I dropped was ether. I dropped ether, bro. And that shit, I was in fucking Bradenton, like with my family for Thanksgiving. So I had to be like, yo, wait up. I gotta do another take.
Don't touch that turkey. Start writing his shit.
Leave me alone. He's rapping, you know? ¿Qué le pasa, Eric?
I'm so proud of him.
No va a comer con nosotros.
Ay, con esa come mierdería de él. ¿Cuándo lo va a soltar? But anyway, so like, boom, I get back and I'm like, yo, I hear you, 1000. I can't go that hard like that. So I did this whole video where like I started it off with the beat and like I'm like, oh, everybody thinks I'm gonna kick a fucking free. So I stopped it, kicked an acapella, like 8 bars, dropped some like corny type of like wordplay shit that battle rappers would do. And then I put the clip of, you know that clip that it's like a satire on battles and it's like everybody over like the dumbest line. I put that clip in and you know it was funny, you know what I'm saying? So then there was that going on with like, oh, you know, like cats are like putting more energy into it, you know. But then this is why when Art hit it, he didn't do the whole phone thing. He got his actual camera and shot an actual full-length music video with lyrics at the bottom.
Wow.
And everything. So he dropped Tap Water going at H2O. And bro, I remember like it was yesterday.
Full-scale production.
Yo, check this out. I remember like it was yesterday too. Like number one, shout out to my homie Art because he's a fucking hell of an artist. He's a beast. But I hit him up prior to Kendall versus Hialeah kicking off, and I was just like, yo, man, I need to ask you something, dog. Are you Kendall or Hialeah? Because I, like, you know you're Hialeah, but
both.
you kind of hang out with a lot of Kendall cats. Were you from Kendall? Like, I don't know you like that completely. He's just like,
make up your mind.
And he was just like, nah, man, I'm more, you know, I don't want to be part of that shit, man. I just want to do my music, bro. You know, he was more on that tip. And he's just like, yeah, I got mad fam in Kendall, but yeah, I'm Hialeah, dog. You know, I was born and raised in Hialeah mostly. That's it. I'm just like, all right. I'm like, well, is it cool with you if I use one of your songs for Kendall versus Hialeah, like on the actual event? Because it's a versus. He's like, yeah, man, go ahead, whatever. I'm like, all right, cool. You know, I had the whole artist talk of like, which songs don't you want me to use? You know?
Yeah.
I had to have that conversation with a lot of cats. But anyways, he was traveling. I don't know what part of the country he was at, because that time he was all about that van life, and he was in some part of the country. And I was at a studio, and fucking we were recording this track. It was gonna be a Hialeah posse cut track. I told everybody on the posse cut like, yo, no dissing Kendall. This is just gonna be a Hialeah anthem. Period. I'm gonna on the day of the event, I'm gonna play it. So I don't want to be playing a shit the day of the event, shitting on Kendall. I want it to be.
Yeah, it's gotta be love.
I wanted to be bigger than that, you know.
Yeah.
So everybody was cool with that. But then that day that we're recording, I get a text from Art. He's just like, "Yo, I got you." I'm just like, okay. I'm like, got me on what, bro? What does this mean? What is he talking about? So I was just like, and mind you, here's another thing. H2O was recruiting people.
Yeah, he was.
H2O was just like, yo, you gonna sit back and let Orion say that shit? I ain't recruit nobody. Ask everybody from Hialeah. I don't recruit nobody, bro.
Everybody jumped in.
Yeah, at one point I did tell LMS though, hey, my nigga, you're a battle rapper. What the fuck is wrong with you? When
Yeah,
are you
it's
joining
true.
us?
Show up.
Yeah, that was the only person that I hollered at, like, yo, my nigga, jump in this shit already.
He mentioned something from Canada.
From
Canada, he dropped the video.
From Canada.
Yeah.
And that was post Art Marrera too. So Art Marrera drops Tap Water that night after he sent me the text, and I'm like, what the fuck does this mean? And then he drops Tap Water, and I'm at the studio listening to it. I'm just like, holy shit. I'm like, this shit is good. This shit is like, you know what I mean? And then the next day he drops Cold Day and Kendall.
Jesus.
And Cold Day and Kendall was even crazier. But this time it wasn't at just H2O. It was at Kendall, you know, mostly.
Mm-hmm.
DUI even got it. Few cats got it.
Damn.
And then I'm just like, yo, this shit's crazy. And then like that's when it started, like the tension started changing, because he also mentioned he also, like, I think it was either on Cold Day in Kendall or Cold Week in Kendall, because then he dropped Cold Week in Kendall, and I think it was in Cold Week in Kendall he went at one of the Hialeah guys, and I'm just like, yo, this guy's going rogue.
I thought it was all love. What happened?
What the fuck, bro?
Thought you were on our side.
What are you doing? This is tragedy. You know what I mean? There's casualties here. So at that point, yeah, there was a lot of tension going on, and cats were hitting me up, and that was one of the worries when I brought up Kendall versus Hialeah to a few of the cats, was just like, yo, we just gotta make sure that it stays level-headed and cats don't start catching feelings,
getting too serious.
Serious. So then at that point, I made a video. I don't know if you ever. It was like I didn't do a freestyle, nothing. It was just a comedy.
No.
I did a satire where I was Willie Brickle, the anchor man.
No.
And yeah, it was like Art Marrera is at large and fucking shooting everybody, and
awesome.
Yeah, it was just to add levity to everything, and yeah, it kept going. Like it kept growing. Like people kept joining in. Belief joined in. B Dope threw in.
I saw a lot of people dropping
Joey
videos.
De Silva threw one. Who else? Hialeah had fucking Bear did more. Divine Don Julio did one. His brother did one.
Shit.
It was a lot of cats that got in it. Yeah, and that's what I'm like. The second half of the YouTube video of like chronologically, yo, this shit is like 2 hours worth of shit.
Yo.
So all in all, it's like when you look at all that content from just the build up to the event, it was like 3 hours worth of content.
Damn.
Is that crazy?
Is there going to be another type of event like this? Maybe Dade versus Broward or
so I wanted to spark this off as Battle of the Hoods, and I wanted to do Lil Haiti versus Lil Havana. I wanted to do North Miami versus South Miami, meaning the actual North Miami and North Miami Beach versus South Miami, which would be everything south of Doral. Yeah, but it wouldn't be Kendall. You know what I mean? It would be like Sawasera, like Huichete, Sweetwater, Fountain Blue.
For those that don't know, it's Westchester, but in Cuban, Huichete.
But it was hard. Like it's you know, because like we gotta find the right representatives for each hood in order to make it happen, and then we just never followed up on it. But the event itself was a fucking smash, man. Like the actual Kendall Hialeah event. There's
a lot of people out there.
A lot of people came out to the you know what I'm saying, to the actual Twitch room and everything. You know, it was dope.
I think it would be dope to have like a North versus South Miami. That, you know, because going into hoods is one thing, but man, having people rep their hoods.
Well, if you did North Dade versus South Dade, the way I see it is it would have to be everything north of Flagler. Ooh. Would that be North Dade? Or would it be everything north of the 836 highway? Like everything north of 836 highway is North Dade, and then everything south of the 836 highway is South Dade. Yeah,
but where do you like? That's 836, but what about the other way?
Side.
The other way, it's you're cutting.
What do you mean?
Like east and west, you're cutting.
Like where are you gonna draw those lines?
I mean, if you go to west, you go to the Everglades. I don't think we got rappers out there.
Pablo, listen, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, but it's Dade though. Like Loxahatchee is not Dade. You know what I mean? And so it'll cut it. I think it'll cut itself off.
I think it would be dope either way.
Yeah, I think it would be.
Either way,
it would
be super dope.
It's a lot of. I mean, you know, H was surprised in the fact that I had as much Hialeah music as I had. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He
but
didn't think I was gonna be able to fill up that roster,
shit, man.
and it was very easy to do. I had like that night, because we were only gonna do 20 rounds. We only did 22 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that night I went with like 60 songs.
Damn, you went ready.
Oh yeah, and I knew my opponent. I knew my opponent better than he knew his own hood.
He had done his research.
And this is what I'm gonna say. I've like ever since Kendall versus Hialeah, go to any interview that I've done since then. You know what I'm saying? And if dudes want to question me on it, I'll gladly do my own research and post up every interview I did ever since Kendall versus Hialeah, and I never said Hialeah won, and I never said Kendall won either, because you know I always said day one. And in fact, the day after the event, H2O went on his Instagram proclaiming Kendall victory. and I was
Shout out H2O.
Yo, shout out H2O. Coño.
Come on in.
Come on in, bro.
And I was very diplomatic about it. I put up a picture of a trophy, and I was just like, hip hop won, Miami Dade won. Fuck that. You know what I mean? So I was very diplomatic. But in the words of North in Agony, diplomacy is over. So I'm gonna say it right now. Hialeah won.
Word.
Now this is why I say that shit. I don't say that shit because Hialeah won, dog. We're just a better hood, bro. You know, we just got better artists. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the night of the event. I'm not even talking about like the lead up and all of that. That's subjective, and everything's really subjective, anyways. But in my opinion, this is why I think Hialeah took it. I played better joints than what H played. That's it. I curated a tighter list. That's all it was. He had the artists that were well within the capabilities of picking the right songs. I just don't think when you compare round for round, like song for song, I think I chose the better songs. I chose the deeper songs. I chose the bigger song. I'm not saying that we won every round. I'm saying we edged it out. I think we edged it out.
Sounds like we got to get H2O on the show and talk about this.
Get him on, and while you're at it, ask him why he doesn't put up the event on YouTube. Because I've been asking him for years.
Yo,
You know?
Tell us once again where we can find you, where we can find your YouTube, where we can find information on La Plancha.
Where can we find this battle?
H2O.
It was on his Twitch. He downloaded the footage, so hopefully he puts it up one day. And yo, if anything, homie, get at me. I'll go to your house. I'll download it and I'll put it on my YouTube. So my YouTube is Orion Hip Hop. That easy. Just find me on YouTube, Orion Hip Hop. I'm gonna be putting up a lot more videos, a lot more content. I'm gonna really go, heavy this year. Bass will be coming out in January of 2023. I got videos coming out for that soon as well. Yeah, man. Brass Ball 09. You can find me on Instagram. Plancha Part 4 is gonna go down October 28th at 10th Level Tavern in Fort Lauderdale.
What time?
It's gonna go down from 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. And we run a tight ship, so the artists do perform within those time slots. This isn't like you're gonna be there at 3 a.m. like, yo, when are people performing? Yeah, it's a tight shit. I'm 40. You know what I mean? I got kids, dog.
Yo, so what if an artist wants to be on the La Plancha?
Yo, if you want to be on La Plancha, I just gotta say, like, you gotta grind, you gotta do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Definitely holler at me and Excess, because if you got that, if maybe we don't know of you, but maybe you've been putting in work for mad years. You know what I'm saying? And maybe we do know of you and we don't even know that you're down for it. So like definitely hit me or DJ XS on Instagram. But I will say, like, I only pick 5. You know what I'm saying? Me and XS only pick 5. And there's a lot of people getting at us, to be on it. You know what I'm saying? So
come hard.
And you got to come hard. Not only that, but you got to be somebody that was really putting in that work for years, And I can't, like, I'm trying to diversify it as much as I can. So, like, for instance, the last one, I had a cat from Carroll City. I had a cat from Kendall. I had a cat from Liberty City. Another one from Broward. My bad, YK. I don't know exactly in Broward where you're from, so I just say Broward. And a dude from Little Havana.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? This go around, we got Those Funky Bastards out of Carroll City. PFM and Ionora are like Lake Worth and Allapattah. What's it called? Choco. Where's Choco from? Choco's like, I think Choco's Broward as well, actually.
Yeah, shout out Choco. He hits us up on the gram all the time.
He's dope. And then No Emotion is Weston.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah. Shout out No Emotion to God.
And J Flex out of Hialeah. You know, so I'm always trying to like, as far as like,
just keep it a little bit eclectic and
yeah, it's got to be different MCs and it's got to be cats that are about their shit. Not some like, yo, if you just do this as a hobby, much respect. I appreciate that you love hip hop. But I'm trying to put dudes on that are trying to pursue a career out of this, and everybody we put on are serious MCs. And just because you didn't win a plancha, that doesn't make you any less of an MC. It's just we had to make a choice. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, and it's tough love, bro. Steel sharpens steel, or sword sharpens sword, whatever the fuck the phrase is. And, you know what I mean?
Sounds like you're putting someone down. Like, listen, it is.
No, I mean, but it is kind of like a reality check to people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it
like,
is. It really is.
You think your set is hot? You know what I'm saying? Well, you compete for it. You know what I'm saying? And
That's what it is.
There's only going to be 5. So my vision is after the 5th one, I'm going to bring back the winners, like one by one. Once you get a plancha, every time you perform at a plancha, it's up for grabs. It's like a title belt.
Yeah. Okay.
You're either going to keep it or lose it.
You're either going to keep it or lose it. You know what I'm saying?
Just don't fight with it.
And we working on like, I'm always like trying to concoct like different incentives that I could give to the artist, because I know what that shoe is. You know, I wear that shoe still. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not like, I've never been 100% promoter. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to all the promoters out there that are strictly promoters. Like, we need y'all. You know, we need like less promoters that are rappers like me. Yeah. I'm only doing this because I saw a void. Yeah, that I wanted to fill. That's it. You know what I'm saying? But really, my passion is for rapping myself. You know how many times I'm at the plancha and I'm like, nigga, I want to compete in this shit. Motherfucker, you thought that was good, huh?
But now you can put yourself in the winners. You have one plancha with all the winners. You go, I'm in the competition, guys. Bring your best.
Give me all those planchas back.
If you lose, I take your planchas.
This is the time I'm going to take it back home and collect all of the planchas like infinity stones.
I'm saying.
Any further shout outs or any advice that you want to leave our people with?
Yeah, man. Let me give a shout out to WVCC Radio. What H2O does on Tuesdays and Thursdays is very necessary within the scene. I applaud the brother for keeping it going out of like the SFMG, you know, crew. Like, my podcast is on a hiatus. Bruce Beats and Eats is still doing their thing. And what I love about Bruce Beats and Eats is that he's definitely somebody that knows his hip hop and curates it and brings people on and to give shine. And we need more of that. Shout out to MIAO Radio. Shout out to Hip Hop Junkie. Shout out to y'all, man, for doing this, for having me on, man. Outlets like you guys, outlets like Excitement Radio, like the list goes on. Like, we need more of this stuff, you know, so cats like me, you know, that are still homegrown talent. Yo, we need shit like this to really put out there, bro.
This is why we do it, bro.
Yeah, and shout out to you know, what they do. Everybody in the clique, you know what it is. One take, everybody, go download Domestic Animals Attack, and I got vinyl. I only got 20 copies, bro. I only got 20 copies left, yo.
Where could they find that vinyl? If they want
in
that
my
vinyl.
house. So for real, just hit me up on the IG Brassball09 and DM me. I can mail it to you if you're not in Miami.
Just show up because he got a plancha.
But wait a minute. If you're international, you could send it international. I will
send it through Midtown.
Shout out to Midtown Smoke Shop for allowing us to use this location for the interview. Yeah. Yo, Brass, this has been dope. Yo, thank you so much for being on the show, man.
Definitely, thank you for your contribution super to dope, hip hop in the Miami scene.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Shit, and it's funny because we start reminiscing on old shit, and we're like, it's like we see eye to eye. We've been around in the same circles and shit like that. So we definitely have to have a roundtable episode and bring a bunch of dudes in and just
these people that we've talked about
and just do it up, bro. Yeah. But yeah, man, I'm glad that you came on the show, man.
For sure, man. Thank you guys, bro.
Nah, no problem. Dre, you got any shout outs?
No, just make sure you guys go to La Plancha.
La Plancha.
October 28th.
Yo, it's 1242 Northeast 38th Street, Oakland Park, Florida, 33334. Go check it out. 10th Level Tavern, La Plancha. No cover. Free gameplay. Free parking. 5 dope MCs competing for the Golden Plancha. DJ Nasty, PP Armstrong, a.k.a. DJ Nasty, is going to be out there, do a special guest DJ set. It's going to fucking be amazing. You know, shit's going to be dope. And there's going to be a food truck there. So there's going to be food. Don't worry about that. And then at midnight, we open up the mic for a midnight cypher for all the MCs that are in the crowd. Like, damn, nigga, I want to get up. And you got that bug in you. I got you. We're going to make it happen. And because it's October 28th, yo, feel free to come dressed. I'm going to be dressed in my costume. You know what I'm saying?
What are you dressing up as?
Oh, man. And if it's a battle, it's a wrap.
I'm going to dress up as an alchemist.
How does an alchemist dress up as?
Kind of like a monk.
Or are you talking about the producer of the alchemist? I'm going to walk around bald.
Look out for the alchemist walking around.
We kind of look alike, though. Like, when he used to get fades, I can kind of pass for the alchemist.
Oh, that's funny, man. So, a monk. I'm with that. Word.
Yeah.
Word. So, yeah, La Plancha. It's coming. So, this episode will come out before La Plancha drops. So, good luck to La Plancha. I hope the winners could battle you in the next plancha.
And you can get your
planchas back. La correa de planchas.
It's costing me a lot, bro. Every time I go to the thrift store, I gotta buy a plancha. That's really why I'm making it 5. I just gotta.
That's it.
My wife is like, "What are you gonna do with all these planchas?"
It's an infinity stone thing, babe.
My wife fucked me up. We got an anthem. So if you check out the last mixtape, it has the Plancha anthem that me and XS did.
Okay.
We're gonna put it on this next mixtape as well. But yeah, me and XS did a Plancha anthem, and I got like this chant. Mm-hmm. My son loves it. My son's all about it, dog. My son comes and he's like, I'm like, in any hood or ghetto, somos plancheros. In the cipher con el fuego, somos plancheros. And my son's like, oh, singing in his shit. Like, yeah. And my daughter's like, oh, God, my dad. And my wife, like, she was just like, planchero. Pero, ¿por qué? No, porque la plancha. And she's just like, pero eso suena como un poco.
O sea, tú eres un planchero.
Como hombre que son plancheros. I'm just like, eso no es eso. like I no lie, dude. Like I went to the room without telling her, and I Googled it. I'm like,
is that a thing?
Is that a thing? You know what I'm saying? Like maybe because she's from Honduras, I'm like maybe in Honduras they're like, hey, you fucking planchero, you know. So I'm just like, nah, bro. Nah, it just says here in Mexico they consider people that are plancheros like fucking degenerates.
Okay.
Like,
I don't even know if I should say this on here, but I got one for you.
Say it.
Well, say it.
Nah, come on.
No, I can't.
No, you can. But
no,
you can.
I really can.
But you really can.
Because there's a saying que si te van a planchar el flu, is that they're going to do something with you.
Si te planchar el flu.
Ese le va a planchar el flu.
But what's a flu?
Like your suit. So un planchero, I understand why she would say that.
I don't know. So if someone's gonna, hold up before we break out of here. So planchar el flu.
Planchar el flu.
El flu.
It's like a suit.
So
if somebody uses the expression, "Ay, se le va a ir a planchar el flu," is that they're gonna do something.
But why a flu?
Because that's just like they're gonna iron something, and they just say like a suit.
It doesn't mean like flu, like the flu.
No.
Oh, that's
un flux. Is a suit in Spanish.
Oh,
is
really?
It? Yeah. I thought it was un traje.
También puede ser.
Bueno, un traje es like
o le van a planchar el traje.
Well, you know, it's not a planchero, it's a planchador. Un planchadero or whatever the fuck. I don't even know.
Whatever,
but
bro.
I looked it up.
Well, what's the anthem?
I even called my mom. I even called my mom and I was just like, mami, déjame preguntarte algo, ¿okay? Cuando yo te digo planchero, ¿qué tú dices? Eso, Eric, esa palabra no existe. When I ask my mom a ridiculous question, she gets mad at me. Eric, eso no existe. ¿Qué tú me hablas? No, es que, you know, I was just asking. No, Eric. Una persona que va a planchar algo. And then she said it correctly. And I'm just like, all right, I'll let you go.
Okay, I'm out of here.
But it doesn't mean that.
I'm like, baby, I'm keeping it.
Well, we like
You're
the
not
name.
gonna take
We
me
like
out.
what you're doing with it and the story behind it. So we definitely wish you the best with that.
Absolutely. That's super dope, man. And it's been a great time with all this, man. Every time we're about to cut down, we get in again.
Yeah, we gotta land this plane.
We gotta land the plane. We gotta land the plane. We
We got a
gotta land the plane.
listening party to go to.
Yeah,
You're gonna be late, bro.
Yo, we're out of here. Thanks a lot for listening. Tune in. Orion, thanks a lot for being part of the show.
Sorry for making you late to the listening party, bro.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I'm headed to a goat farm.
Yo, Shottie's having a listening party today.
Yeah.
It's called the Goat Farm. You a goat. New album dropping.
New merch.
It's gonna be super dope. Can't wait to hear it. To see we saw some of the merch. You can see our IG. We got some photos of it. But yeah, anything else you want to just drop real quick? La Plancha is October 28th.
Yeah, October 28th, La Plancha. Shout out to Urban Union Studios. That's where I'm going to head over to go listen to Shottie's album, Goat Farm.
Shout out Apex.
Which is going to be coming out
Shout
very
out.
soon. Shout out to the Apex, man, all day. And shout out to Watch Wolves, Mowgli, DJ Excess. If I didn't shout you out already, shout out, brother. And thank you guys again, man.
Thank
All right,
you.
so take it easy. Peace.
Peace.